Hello friends, in this video we will set up Primavera project. Now let's get our hands dirty. In the video description you will find XER file as attachment called building project update and baseline. Download it in folder, then import this XER file to Primavera by double clicking, or inside Primavera I will import the backup file, import XER project, select the importing file, I have two projects here, one is the update and the other is the baseline. I will import it to EPS. I recommend you to open new EPS, select and select the same EPS. Next, finish. Okay, I have two projects here. Now let's open the update. In the update, I want to assign the baseline. I will go to project, maintain baseline, add baseline, convert another project to new baseline, and select the project with BL. Okay, the project is added, close, go to project, assign, and I will assign the baseline as project baseline. Okay. Now let's discuss about the data used in our exercise. The first data, it will be the time data. In our exercise, I will use the early dates because of the cost data I will explain later. You can see here I will use the planned early start and planned finish, planned start and planned finish. This is from the baseline, and actual start, actual finish. After it, I have many type of dates. You will find start, finish, early start, early finish, remain early start, remain early finish. You notice that in start and finish, you will find that there is a character in the date. So I will not use start and finish. Early start and early finish, remain start and remain finish is the forecasted date for the activity after the data date. Let me give you explanation what we will use. Let's filter about the activity not started. You will notice that if the activity not started, no difference between the date. The activity in progress means that there is actual start. You will find the early start and the remaining start almost the same. Let's filter the completed activities. In the remaining early start and early finish, it is null, while there is a date in early start and early finish. So I will use only planned start, planned finish, actual start, actual finish, remaining start, remaining finish. For the progress and the cost data, as I'm using the cost for monitoring the progress only, not for monitoring the cost. So I have 2% here, the performance completed and schedule completed. Performance percentage completion is, as per Primavera expressions, earned value cost divided by baseline project total cost, or budget cost for work performed, BCWP, divided by total budget cost. Schedule percentage is, by Primavera expressions, planned value cost divided by baseline project total cost, or budget cost for work schedule divided by total budget cost. I can't use the percentage because I want to aggregate the percentage for WPS. So I will use the cost data, the total cost of the activity, the planned value cost, and the earned value. Next, for the labor unit, I will use the planned labor units from the baseline and planned value labor unit, which equivalent to planned value cost, And actual labor units, I assume that I have updated the schedule with the actual unit. And lastly, I will use the data of the WBS, as we discussed before. Our strategy will be, after making the periodical update on Primavera, we will export Excel file contains the budget and updated data with specific data like we discussed before. We will store the file in fixed location with fixed file name, so we can use the refresh method in our Power BI or Excel report without editing the report, as we will discuss later. Let's start. Export file, export Excel sheet. Next, I will export only the activities data until now. Export. Let's add a new template to be used for this data export from our project. Activity ID, status, activity code, name, okay. Start, no need. In dates, I will use baseline start, baseline finish, actual start, actual finish, remain early start, remain early finish. For the cost data, I will use project total cost. From earned value, I will take earned value cost, schedule value cost. For the units, budget labor unit, actual labor unit, and from the earned value, planned value labor units. This is the data I will use in my first stage of our exercise. Next, now I'll fix the file name of the Excel file and I call it OH data. Next, finish. Okay. Now let's open the Excel file. I'll not do any changes in this file, but I want to explain the content. As you can see here, I have two headers. The first header is the Primavera old column names, and the second one is the new name. But inside my database, I'll use the old one. Task code is activity ID. WBS ID, WBS code. Task name, activity name. Base start date, the baseline project start. Base end date, finish. Act start date, actual start. Act end date, and so on. As you can notice, the date format is date and time, and this will be converted to date only. For the cost data, base cost, which is the total budget cost for the baseline. BCWP, as we discussed before, this is earned value. BCWS, the planned value cost. And for units, target work quantity, budget labor units, act work quantity, actual labor unit, schedule work quantity, planned value labor units. Let's close the Excel and open Power BI. This is a new Power BI report. Go to Home, Get Data from Excel Workbook. Now I link the data from the Excel to my report. Open the exported file from Primavera. Under this file, you will find two sheets. I will select Task and go to Transform Data. I will not go to Load because I will make some editing in the table. I have opened Power Query Editor, Task Query. You will find the column here as we discussed in the Excel. The first step, that I will raise the first row to be the header of the column. Go to Transform, use first row as headers. Now the first row after the header, I will remove it. Home, remove rows, remove top rows. Number of rows is 1. I will select from task code and press shift up to task name and go to home, data type, text. Second, I will go to for the dates column, select base start, shift and select up to re-end date, data, date. Okay. The last section, it will be from base cost up to schedule unit, data, decimal number. The last column here for deleting record, I can remove this column. Now my table is clean. File, close and apply. Let's do test now. This is the table we have. I will select the visual card, click. In the field, I will add from the task here the column called base cost. So this is the total cost of the project, 1 million as we see before. Let me create another visual card and I will select the base start date in the field and select here the earliest date. It will be 1st of January 2021. So I have data now which we can start our reporting. In the Excel, I can do the same procedure from get data, from file, from workbook. The data exported from Primavera. I will select task, the same procedure, transform data. It will open Microsoft Power Query. Task, use first row as a header, home, remove rows, top rows, 1, from task up to task name, data, text, dates, up to re-end date, date, base cost, up to units, data type, decimal, and remove the last one. Let's file, close and load. Here it's open query and connection. In the name of the table, right click, load to. I can make it only connection and add this data to a data model. Okay. In sheet 1, let me insert pivot table. Use this workbox data model. Okay. I'll do the same test. The base cost, I'll put it in the values. This is the 1 million. And base start date, I can select here the value setting and make the minimum of the start date. Values in the column, I will add it in rows. I have the same data as in Power BI. So we have the basic data to start doing the visuals and charts in Power BI and Excel. Next videos we shall enjoy doing the reports and dashboards. Stay tuned. Enjoy automation.